Hello there everyone, Shibby here. Hope everyone out there is doing well. Taking back once again with some more Pokemon trading card game pocket matches. Today's video, I feel like trying out this Slowking deck that I put together and see if I can manage to win a game or two online with it. I won't lie, this deck is kind of dumb, if I'm being completely honest, or at least the way that I put it together is. So Slowking, if you're not familiar with it, the gimmick is that for each Pokemon tool that you discard, you can do up to 50 damage per hit. You can only discard up to 2, so you can do 100 damage with Slowking for 1 energy. If you have the tools to throw away to do so. So the idea for this deck is just Slowking out as fast as possible, and where it's only a 1 stage, hopefully get it out pretty quickly and start dealing damage as fast as you can. But yeah, this is what we're running. This is what I'm going to try out. We're going to take it into the Crimson Blaze event that's going on, at least at the time of recording. It's probably already over now by the time I get this edited and put out. But we're going to see if Slowking can net us a win or two in online with it. And I'll kind of go through the game plan, if there really is any more to get into as we get into some matches here. But I will have the entire deck list in the description of the video below, should you want to try this deck out for yourself or simply prove upon it. But yeah, this stuff been rambling, and let's go into the Crimson Blaze event and see if we can win some games. I'll be back when I find my first opponent. Alrighty, looks like I found my first game here. And we are going first. Never the best, but we're going to see what we can do here. We have our Slowpoke, Maboom, and what are we going up against? Venusaur. All right. Well, thankfully Venusaur does need a little bit of time to build, and we do have our Slowking, so we are very lucky here. So we're gonna hold on to our stuff, and I guess we can play our Traveling Merchant, just to stack our hands here. We only unfortunately had 1 tool in that batch, so just kind of live with what we have here. Alright, so they're going to get something up on their bench. But next turn we are going to get rid of this Bulbasaur, and no amount of healing will be able to stop me. But we are going to get hit for 20 here. And we get some leftovers, but let's put energy into our Slowpoke. Evolve into Slowking. We'll throw away... Oh, no, I don't want to play that. And we'll use Litter. We're going to throw away 2 of our tools. And pop the Bulbasaur. Now, because NDD is out, we're not going to put energy into our Slowking, and they did opt to concede here. Okay, I was gonna say we're not gonna put any energy into Slowking just so we don't take any additional damage and give them more damage to do to us, because NDD does 30 damage plus 30 more for each energy you have into your Pokemon, so we don't want to get ourselves KO'd too quickly. But we were very, very lucky to get our Slowking and to KO Bulbasaur before we could let anything bad happen, we'll say. But all right, well, we got 1 more win than I thought I was going to get with Slowking, so I'll gladly take that. But a good game to that opponent, and we're back when I find my next match. It looks like I found my next opponent here, and we are going first once again, which thankfully we don't need too much energy to get rocking and rolling, so that's fine. Now we're going up against a dark deck, so let's see what we're going up against here. Fortunately, no Slowking in our hand. All right, Zubat. So I wonder if this is Arceus Crobat, which would be a deck I haven't seen for a little while. All right, I actually might opt to play Rocky Helmet, just to maybe deter being attacked into, even though we want to hold on to our items. I think I'm just going to do that, since we don't have Slowking, and we're going to have to kind of stall a little bit anyhow. And we're going to take additional poison damage, so we do need our Slowking pretty quickly. So hopefully we can draw into that, or at the very least somehow get one of our Oaks in or copycats, because we can evolve the poison away if we can get that lucky. But all right, looks like we're not going to get that lucky. All right, so play our Traveling Merchant. All right, we did mill out our deck quite a bit. So what I want to do here, I guess probably, well, I messed up there. I should have put the energy into the active Slowpoke, and then I should have attacked. I don't know. But I did not do that because I am a dumb person. All right. Well, we need our Slowking, but I'm not drawing. I mean, that's the drawback of this deck, obviously, other than being terrible. I mean, at least the way I put it together. Not saying Slowking can't be good, but probably the way I've built it is probably not the best way to do it. But you are trying to have to draw through your item cards to get to your Slowking and Professor Oaks and whatnot. And I'm running this alongside Mega Absol. But unfortunately, we're just taking us so long to get our Slowking. We are in a bad way. Alright, I might spin the leftovers just so we can heal. But I think Mega Absol is just going to one-shot us regardless, so there is that little problem. Alright, we only need to throw one away to KO Zubat. Alright, I presume Mega Absol is going to come in now. No, they're bringing the other Zubat. Huh, I wonder why they wouldn't bring an Absol. It's not like I can KO it anyway. Most I can do is 100, unfortunately. Does Nihilego work both ways? Nope, your opponents. Okay, I was just seeing if it was maybe a little bit of give and take here. Maybe see if it would have been wiser to put Poison Barb into Slowking, so they also got hit by extra poison, but not the way it works, unfortunately. All right, well, let's just oak it up, I guess. We have no other basics to draw, so that's just going to give us a good deck shuffle. And we'll just put an energy into Slowking because we can. And I guess we'll just use one of our Poison Barbs. And do 50 damage to Slowking. And now I imagine Absol is going to show up. We may have healed 10, but we're going to lose 30, unfortunately. Alright, well, we're going to get popped for 80 here. And we're going to lose Traveling Merchant and lose, because we have no more Pokemon to bring out. And down we go. Goodbye, Traveling Merchant. Well, all right, we are going to drop our second game here against Mega Absol and the poison deck that it was running alongside. We probably would have had a little bit better chance if we went first, but where they were able to get the poison stuff going right out of the gate, we were kind of on the back foot that whole time, but that's the luck of the draw. All right, well, a good game to that opponent. Back when I find my next match. Alrighty, looks like I found my next opponent here, and we're going first yet again. Very unfortunate. All right, we get Slowpoke. A Pokeball, so we can get another Slowpoke, but we have the type disadvantage I'm seeing right out of the gate. Alright, that's fine. Oricorio literally means nothing to us, because we have no EXs in this deck. Alright, we got some leftovers here. Let's mill out our deck. With Slowpoke. And let's mill out our deck further with the Traveling Merchant. Alrighty. And we'll hold on the Rocky Helmet. They can't attack into me next turn anyhow. But all right. So we're going to... I've started to see this deck more often now. The Pikachu Magnazone. All right, well, our next turn, I don't know if that shuffles the deck or not. I wasn't paying attention, but that should give us our Slowking. But we are going to lose Slowpoke, unfortunately. Don't really have a way around that. We're going to lose one of them. But I might opt to use one of our items. We use Poison Barb. Why not? At least make it I mean, we're going to one-shot the Oricorio regardless if we get Slowking next turn. But if not, we have a way to be annoying. All right, they got their Magnetone up. We're going to lose our Slowpoke. And they're going to put the electrical cord into Oricorio. And they got another Oricorio, but again, that's not a problem. All right, down goes our Slowpoke. We do poison Oricorio here. All right, let's see if we can get Slowking here. We did not, so this is already GG's. I guess it does shuffle the deck. And I guess all it did was shuffle Slowking to the last two spots. Well, we lose. Nothing I can do about that. But we are going to have hands like this, unfortunately. And going up at having the type disadvantage just kind of made this particular match nightmare fuel. But unfortunately, was not lucky enough to draw into Slowking. Well, all right. We are going to drop the match against Pikachu and Magnazone. Not having the type advantage does hurt us, and just not being able to draw in Slowking also hurts further. But good game to that opponent. Go back when I find my next match. Alrighty, looks like I found potentially my final opponent here, and we're going. Have I gone first every single time? All right. We get our Slowpoke, but we get two Oaks in our hand this time, so maybe we can draw into Slowking. All right, we're going up against Spinarak. All right, we get some leftovers here, but unfortunately we can't attack because we've gone first. We're going to spend our Rocky Helmet just to make that a little bit of a deterrent. All right, that is a Slowking, unfortunately. All right, our opponent is away. So hopefully they waste their turn and give me more time to draw into Slowking, which is apparently what I'm going to need in order to get it. Though, I mean, I guess the way I have this deck set up, it is a needle in a haystack to try to get what you need out of it. So I'm sure there is a significantly better way to do this, and I probably should have looked that up instead of just go gripping it and ripping it and seeing what I could come up with. All right, let's see what we can do. Which I can do nothing right now because we're waiting for it to be my turn once again. And hopefully in 40 seconds it will be. All right, so hopefully, let's see, what do we got? I mean, with the hand we have, we just gotta have hope that Oak gives us what we need. Because I don't really have a good way to like mill it down a whole heck of a lot. We may just get a timeout, and that'll be mercy. Or not. They're back now. Of course. Now things are going to start spinning out of control. All right, well, they almost ran out of time. They made me work for it by testing my patience. All right, we got a Poison Barb. Now, we may just lose if this doesn't net us a Slowking or a Slowpoke. That does give us our Slowking. I guess might as well. We don't have energy regardless. I forgot. All right. Thankfully, we only need the one tool to throw away. And we'll take out Spinnerack. Alright, so we got a little bit of a better start this go around. They bring their Cottonee. Put a Leaf Cape in, but we can get over that, so it's not the worst thing in the world. Can't get over it with Whimsicott, though. Alright, that does 40 additional damage for your active opponent's retreat cost, so not good. Alright, so I think I'm gonna have to spin the Copycat, unfortunately, because I don't have another basic in my hand. And if I don't draw another Slowpoke, we lose, so. Alright, we got a Pokeball. So that certainly is something. So now we don't instantaneously lose. I thought, for some reason, I thought that would, well, I can't attach anything anyhow. But what I thought it did was similar to the Rescue Scarf. If you attach it to a water Pokemon, you get that water Pokemon back in your hand, but not quite how that works. So this is going to be a solid 120, or 130, excuse me. All right, well, oh god, even even if the next card is Slowking, we don't win. Well, we made it interesting. This is one of the closer games, I guess, but that's not saying much. Oh, down goes our second Slowpoke. And our hopes and dreams with it, unfortunately. All right, well, we do drop another match. We only managed to win the one, which is one more than I expected this deck to get. I just thought this would be something dumb and fun to try. But again, I'm sure there's different, I'd like just better ways to run Slowking. I just wanted to experiment with running Slowking in and of itself without pairing it alongside anything, which would be a significantly smarter thing to do, but smartness is not my forte, we'll say. But all right, well, we're going to end the video here. Could get into that opponent, but I didn't say that already. As always, feel free to leave me any recommendations on how to better run Slowking or just any decks that would be fun to try. But as I mentioned before, I'm going to end the video here. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe if you like it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.